Relax back in your wisdom pose or child's pose. And make sure you're breathing long, nice, deep breaths. And then slowly come up to hands and knees. And then when you inhale, step the right foot in between your hands, fingertips on either side of your foot. And slowly start to lower the hips down, but without arching the lower back. So you keep a little lift in the lower belly. And then when you inhale, shift back. Exhale, way forward. Inhale, shift back. Really long, slow movements. Exhale, forward. So let the hips and the pelvis initiate the movement instead of the lower back. And keep a gentle lift in your core. And last time, come all the way back. And take a breath here, folding over your right leg. Release the tension from your day, away from your head, from your face, your neck. And slowly shift forward. Place the knees together. And stretch the arms out in front of you while you keep the hips above your knees. Slowly inhale, wave forward onto your belly. Exhale, hands underneath the shoulder. Inhale, make a micro cobra, just a tiny cobra, and exhale, wave down. 2 more on your own breath. Inhaling slightly, gently up. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Push yourself back up into a child's pose. So your child's pose will be your downward dog this evening. Just relaxing the lower back here. Relax the head, the neck. And then come up onto your hands and your knees. Slowly step the left foot in between the hands. See if you can lower the hips down without arching in the lower back. So keep that lift in your navel. And then when you inhale, shift back with your hips. Exhale, come forward, bend your front knee. Inhaling back. And exhaling up. Inhale. And exhale. Last time all the way back. And here just relax over that straight leg. Don't worry if your left leg is not completely straight, just work towards straight. Relax the shoulders back, the head down. And then flow forward. Place the hands down. Step both knees together, hips above your knees, hands out far in front of you so that your heart can melt down. Inhale, wave the spine forward, and this time take your elbows underneath the shoulders instead of your hands. Now look over your left shoulder, move the hips a little bit more towards the right, and look over towards your right shoulder. So you're like you're having a tail, you're wagging your tail. And you're gently opening the lower back. So without strain here, keep a gentle lift in your navel. And then you slowly stay in the center, lift the chest up, press down into the hands gently. And come all the way down with your hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, come all the way back into child's pose. Take a breath there and observe the space between 2 breaths. And then slowly rise up onto your hands and knees. Again, step the right foot in between your hands. And this time come onto your fingertips on the inside of the right foot. And let the hips melt down like butter towards the ground. Again, not hurting your lower back, keeping a gentle lift in the belly. And then frame your foot again and start to shift all the way back this time. So walk all the way back until you're sitting on both sit bones. When one sit bone is much higher than the other one, place a block underneath the sit bone that is lower. So make sure both sit bones are even. And then straighten the arms up and fold all the way forward over that straight right leg. So your left foot is here next to your left buttock, your left hip. It's not underneath the hip. And after a few nice long deep breaths, start to lift back up. And then place your hands or your elbows behind you. And see if you can tuck the tailbone under. So gentle lift and then tuck the tailbone under. So this stretch you should feel on the left hip flexor. So that's the point where your hip and your upper thigh meet. And after a few nice long deep breaths, slowly come out of the pose the same way you came in. So bring yourself back onto your hands. And then walk yourself forward like a tiger, crawling forward. Both knees together, hips above your knees, and this time the fingertips out and forward. Melt the heart and the forehead down. And then from there, flat hands, slowly move all the way forward onto your belly. And then see if you can come into seal pose. So if that's too much for your lower back, please stay into Sphinx with your elbows down onto the ground. And if you're in seal, see if you can bring the navel slightly up and in. Release down onto your hands. Gently rock the pelvis from side to side, relaxing any tension there. And then start to come back towards child's pose. Press up and back. Stretch out the lower back even more. Inhale, come up to hands and knees. This time step the left foot in between your hands. Fingertips on the inside of your left foot. And see if you can melt the hips down without straining the lower back. And just breathe patiently. From there, bring the left hand on the outside of the left foot and fold forward over that left leg, and then walk your way all the way back so you can see a little better this time. The right foot is on the outside of your right hip. The left leg is strong and straight, and then exhale, fold forward over that straight leg. Again, if you feel that the right hip is lifted, then place a block or a cushion underneath the left hip, the left sit bone. Breathe into the back of your body. And see if you can keep your face soft. Slowly come out of the pose. And again, bring yourself back on your hands or maybe your elbows. Tuck the tailbone under. Make sure that the lower belly is straight. And breathe into the chest, towards the back of your body, the belly. See if you can be content with where you are in this pose. So maybe you're not all the way down, that's absolutely fine. Just follow where your body wants to go. And then slowly come out of the pose. Walk yourself forward, fingertips towards the front of the mat. Knees together, walk the fingertips out even more. And rest the heart down. Inhale, round the spine, back of the heart lifts. Exhale, release the heart down. Inhaling, lift. And exhale, wave down. Inhale. This time come all the way forward onto your belly. Again, elbows underneath the shoulders. And if you want to, lift your elbows and stretch up into a seal. If it's too much, just keep the elbows down. And from there, place the elbows down if they were up, underneath the shoulders. And start to round the back, just like you did in your heart chakra pose. So inhaling from the core, lift your heart. Exhale, wave it back down. One more time. Inhale, round the back of the heart. And exhale, release down. Place the hands underneath the forehead. Rock the pelvis. And completely relax. Let your day melt down into the ground. And then stretch back into your last child's pose. You can stay here for as long as you wish.